Today we're going to look at this beautiful button box by Bavarian SimTec, and yes, it is amazing. They call it a control center. At first I didn't know why, but now I do. I've not touched my keyboard during a race for I don't know how many weeks now. This is a fantastic little device. Let's have a look. Starting with the price, how much are you going to pay for one of these button boxes or control centers to have it mounted on your rig? 330 euros. Yeah, that's an astonishing amount of money for a button box or control center. I can say, however, as soon as I took this thing out of the box, it's one of them products I knew where my money went. I mean, this thing is just absolutely premium. Everything here is just a different quality, top tier. Bavarian SimTec is a small sim company from Bavaria, and yeah, they make these absolute fantastic steering wheels. They've got this new one out there, Pro V2. I tell you what, I would cut off my left testy with a blunt bread knife to own one of them steering wheels. Honestly, it is just spectacular. Anyway, this here is something that will cost you a lot of money, but like I said, once you take it out of the box, you kind of start knowing what you paid for. And I can honestly say, during the course of my month now that I've been using it, I've completely forgotten about the money I've spent on it, and yeah, it's just been an absolute pleasure to use it. In the box, you get absolutely everything that you need to get started and mount this onto your rig. And listen, once this beauty here, I mean, look at this. Once this is mounted, I mean, it looks absolutely spectacular. It does. It looks wunderbar. It absolutely looks amazing. I love it. The colors are nice and vivid. I do want to say here, the colors you see here might not look as vivid to you as what it does to me. For some reason, cameras don't like LEDs, you know, as much. Doesn't matter how much. When I look at the footage back, I can definitely tell that it's not as bright. In the box, you get absolutely everything to get yourself up and running. You get, first off, these beautiful sticker sheets, and honestly, these are the best quality sticker sheets that I've ever seen in a sim racing product. I mean, this is almost like a thin perspex type plastic. It is really very nice. It does smudge a little bit, you know, when you run your fingers over it, but you can see here, honestly, you don't see any smudges with the light, with the LED shining through them. Very good quality. Very happy with the sticker sheet, and the choices you get is just, I mean, they cover almost everything. You get your general here, where you get your normal buttons. There's fuel, lights, you know, wipers. You've got car settings. You've got menu, audio, replay, dash, chat, pit stops, camera angles. I mean, everything you can think of that you need a button for, they cover in these sheets. So that is fantastic. Then they give you this little magic arm. But basically what it is, this is a 1/4 inch thread. So it's not your normal thread. You are going to have to use most likely the T-nut that they provide you with. It's the same type of thread that you would get with cameras and, you know, GoPros and that type of thing. And yeah, you just screw the one side obviously into your T-nut, the other side into the back of your control center, and then you get the angle you want. You can see you can maneuver these exactly as you want or need, and then you just tighten this lever here, and once that is tightened, I mean, doesn't matter how hard I try and move this, yeah, it is magic. It is stuck. Putting the thing on only takes a minute. Putting the control center on your rig using a T-slot nut, and then, I mean, it is very solid. You're pushing on the, you know, even if I'm pushing the buttons here in the corners, the movement in the actual control center when I'm pushing down on it is very minimal, which is nice. You do want something solid. You don't want to push on something and it's sliding around like that. You know, that's not something you want. So yeah, this little arm you get get with your in the box is made out of solid aluminium, and yeah, you can tell it is very nice and high quality as the whole package. Let's talk about the button box itself. You get these 20 beautiful backlit buttons. Now you get 5 across and 4 down. All of them a very nice tactile feel. I'll let you listen to this. All of them a very, very firm push is needed to make an input. Just gliding over these buttons, you're never going to push any of them by mistake, which is nice. You get 2 rotary encoders. These are made out of a nice aluminium, and yeah, they're nice and grippy, nice to grip, and they both are buttons as well, so they double as buttons. And of course you can make your left and your right inputs, but there's a little party trick to this. Let's say for example here I'm on radio, very nice. I mean, before it's something I would never have used before. That's why they call it a control center, because it actually does control everything. Before, if I had a big argument, or you know, someone's microphone is too loud in the chat while I'm racing, I just would have had to live with it, because you know, trying to fiddle looking for that one keyboard button that actually lowers the volume for just the radio. I mean, I honestly can't even tell you what that button is. But now I would just go to this setting over here. I would go down, twist it down, and guess what? Now my game volume, everything stays the same. However, the volume of a chat and all these guys, your mother this, your mother that, all that is, you know, to an acceptable level what I want. If I want to change the game volume, you push in, twist, and you can see there now the function is on volume, and same again, twist, very, very easy. On this side here, let's say I want to add fuel to the car, just like that, twist, and now I can add my fuel. Same if I wanted to say see the delta, I can go back here, and then, I mean, a very, very nice function. So you push and twist to change settings between these little menus that they've got down here, and then obviously you set it in your simulator to whatever you want. I mean, I obviously just put my volume to what they say volume, but you can set it to everything, anything you want, of course, which is fantastic. On the back, you've got your USB hub, so let's call it a hub. You've got 1, 2, 3 USB-C ports, and I actually, using this short USB-C cable, this is not in the kit, this is my own cable, and I would use this for my microphone. So stick that in there, and my microphone is mounted very close to my control center. And yeah, I basically put this in there, and simsalabim, I don't need to run a long wire all the way around to where my computer is located, so this is actually very handy. And there are 2 other slots. For a while I was charging my phone through one of these. However, my cable here, as you can see, does run to the back here, and I've got a powered USB-C hub over there. I do not know if you'll be able to charge your phone through the computer. I'm sure you can, probably, depending on, you know, how many watts power supplies and all that you've got mounted there. I'm not a computer boffin, so I don't know all them little details. But yeah, I did charge my phone through it here. However, at the moment, I'm using Bavarian SimTec's, I don't know what they call it, their little phone mount. I'll show you as well. Also, a little product they make, it is fantastic. I just walk up, put my phone in there, and it kind of grips it. It's very nice and snazzy. Is it something you need? No, but is it nice? Does it add to the experience getting in, putting my mobile phone, feeling a bit smug, you know, seeing a text message pop up? Yeah, probably, you know, yes, you need one. Anyway, on to the actual review of this. So Bavarian SimTec does not actually provide you any software natively to use this control center. You would actually control your control center via SimHub, and yeah, that is perfectly fine with me. I absolutely love SimHub. You can adjust and make changes to this thing exactly the way you want. It's very easy to change the colors, the brightness, what have you. You can change on this little thing. You can have your flag lights. I've got spotters on the left, spotters on the right, you're in the middle, yellow flags, you know, blue flags. Like for example, a blue flag, I don't like this whole thing flashing blue the whole time, because sometimes when you have a blue flag, it could be blue for 2, 3, 4 laps, and I don't want my whole control center flashing blue the whole time. So I've opted just to have these bottom ones. All this, even the logo and these little things here, would just start to flash blue. So very, very easy for me, you know, It's not something that's right there in my eyes, and that is something that SimHub makes possible. Now, I am waiting for a nice Daniel Newman profile for this thing. I think that would just elevate the experience of this, control center. But yeah, my profile is down below. It is a very, very basic SimHub profile that just has all the flags in it, and then also the spotters on the left and the right, but you are more than welcome to use it. Let's actually jump into the simulator, and then I'll show you exactly why they call this a control center. Okay, so let me show you why they call this a control center, because it is. It's a little bit more than a button box. Let me start by pushing this button first. There we go. Just like that, we changed scenes, and look there. Now we are going to start here, and I want to show you. There's a lot of functions that I now use that I did not use before, because they would have been on my keyboard while racing. It would have been tricky to find, that particular button, especially when you are in the moment and you're racing. Now, first thing you'll notice is here, I've got mine set up when I'm in the pits, but my pit limiter is not on. You'll see this flashing over here is kind of blue and white. As soon as I put on my pit limiter, which I'm going to do now, look here. Now I know my pit limiter is on, and it's flashing blue and red, okay? As soon as we get out of the pits, you will see it will automatically, let's just get out of here, there we go, pit limiter off, and there. Now this is my normal layout I've got over here. Now let me just start some of the easy functions. I've got my toe here, so if I want to reset, you can see there, I reset. I'm back in the pits, so it's flashing blue, but my pit limiter is not on. And there we are out of the pits. Now, a lot of times you're in a race and you hear two guys arguing or whatever the case might be. For me, for example, I'm might be recording something, and I do not want to hear other drivers in the background. I just hit my mute. And you can see there on the screen, mute, there it is, unmute. And then and over here, these two buttons force feedback up and down. I really would have loved to be able to have a button I can change my force feedback a little bit up, a little bit down, like in the black box. However, I can't seem to program those keys for that. If you know how, please let me know in the comments. But I've got this, something that's actually quite useful that I've never used before. Listen.
We expect these conditions to continue.
So this is my spotter's weather report. So if you are maybe driving in a race and you want to know, oh, it's going to rain, and the spotter might say, we are forecasting rain in the next 5 laps, it'll tell you, by pushing this button. Now it's not giving it to me.
No damage. Car looks clean.
If you maybe had a little bump, you need a damage report, that's what I've got linked over there. Of course, this is self-explanatory, my wipers, and look what happens when I push this. Yeah, my black box automatically, now obviously I don't have my black box over here in front of my, field of view. I just moved this here to demonstrate on this video, but very handy. It takes me straight to this fuel button. If I want to hide my black box, I just push that again. Look, now it's out of sight. It's not here in the corner. It's unobstructing my screen. If I want to go back, I just push that. Look here, SimCell beam, it's back on the screen. And look at this. If I want to fuel, for example, I can literally, there's 2 ways I can fuel, okay? You might see here, I've got this, I push down, and twist to change to these options. So twist back. Now we want to go on to fuel. Now look at the fuel when I go. Oh, I forgot, I don't know. You need to set that up for each car, which is a bit annoying. But nonetheless, over here, 1 liter, there you can see it. Well, not 1 liter, it's 1 lap. So it estimates a lap, puts a lap. If I want to put 10 liters, look at that. Just like that, very, very easy. If I want to add another 2, I just push a button, and there's, next time I'm in the pits, it will obviously start fueling. I've got these buttons, tire change. Now, tire change, it's just to get there quickly, hit the tire change. If I know it's going to be wet, I can now just quickly push there, wet, dry, whatever. So these are my controls for my black box. Now it's on black box, and very easy. I can go and do all my black box stuff just by twisting. This would be here to go up and down. So maybe it'd be best to change those arrows to point up and to point down. It will actually make more sense. And these are, you know, to increase and decrease, for example. So very easy. I can control my black box right here from my fingertips. If I want to go back to my delta, look how easy this is. My delta over there, you can see there it says on my delta it's sessions best lap, but I can now easily change it. Optimal lap, optimal sector, last lap, and you can just go through it. My all-time best lap, I haven't set a lap in this on this track yet. And yeah, just easy as pie. I like to have it just my session best lap, my session last lap. There we go, session best lap. And now see the reference car. A lot of times when I'm practicing, I want to have my reference car there. Sometimes I don't. I've got that here as a show delta button. So I just push it, and you can see there the tick is on and off. So now I'm not struggling here with the tab button and, you know, trying to get the black box. Very easy at my fingertips. Now, while we're staying on the knobs here below, look at the volume. At the moment it's on volume. This is my game volume. If I want to turn it down, just like that, you can hear the car. Let me rev the car. Put it in neutral. Listen. That's the volume down. Now let's take volume up. This is very, very, very handy. Volume thing. I have it there at about 8 or whatever it is at, and then I leave a bit of room, so my headphones are pretty much at max volume, and then I control it now, my volume here in the game. I love it. It's something I would not have been able to do before, just on the fly while I'm in a race, so I really do love it. Radio. Yeah, I could literally, if someone is too loud on the radio, I could turn the radio. That's the chat volume down. Just by pushing, careful not to do that, but push and twist, and you can select which one you want. And now it's on radio, and I can set whatever volume I want. Very, very handy. That's why it's a control center. This little box here just practically controls everything. Of course, lights, self-explanatory. I mean, I think that is pretty much just show HUD. I don't have that programmed in iRacing. But yeah, just very, very handy what you can do. I mean, even these buttons here. Now, I'm going to show you in SimHub how you can select what you want. But yeah, look at change scenes. If I want to go back to a scene, I just push this button. This is my scenes for my OBS. So things running in the background. You might have something else programmed to that. For example, let's say I want to have my camera on and off. Look at the little camera. It just goes push that button. Now it's off. If I want to have my camera back, look at that. Simsalabim. This thing is really a little control center. It really is something, like I said before, you think, wow, spend a lot of money on a button box, you know, but once you start using it, yeah, you kind of just start forgetting about the money you spent.
We expect these conditions to continue.
Let's hope so. My conclusion, what do I think about this control center by Bavarian SimTec? Listen here. It's 330 euros. I know, it's a boatload for a button box. I mean, wow. This must probably be one of the most expensive button boxes on the market, or control center. But you know what? I would happily spend 330 euros on this again. I would. Straight away, taking this out of a box, you kind of know where your money has went. It is absolutely premium. It's heavy. Everything you can feel is well built. It looks absolutely spectacular. Sha-na-na-na-na. The fact that it works with SimHub for me is a big plus. You can make all the colors and changes to your heart's delight. Being able to make minute changes to all these different settings, which before, for example, like I've said, if I want to change the chat volume, and you know, some of the people in the chat is getting a bit rowdy and it's just a little bit too loud. Now, very, very quickly, I can just make that change. Whereas before, I can honestly not even tell you what button it would have been on the keyboard to push to make that input. So yeah, if I were to lose this today and take it off my rig, it will be sorely missed. I would really miss this thing because there's a lot of functions. I mean, even this, I've got this now. Unfortunately, this force feedback, we'll change this, force feedback up and down are buttons I can't use in iRacing. But now I've got this set to damage report and weather report, something that I never had before. But now when I hit my car or someone smashes into my car, whatever, and I want a damage report, I just hit that button there and my spotter gives me a damage report on my car. I mean, that there is a function I would never have used before. Never. But now that it's there, it's something I use on a regular. So yeah, it is a lot of money for what it is, but honestly, you're going to be using it for a short while, a couple of weeks, and you're going to forget about that 330 euros. 100%. I've already forgotten about it. And I did buy this myself. Anyway, I'm just babbling now. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing. And above all, please give this video a like. It helps to send it out to all the other sim racers in the world. I hope your next race, guy, is a winner. Hallelujah.